Good morning and welcome to the Super Fantastic Exchange Masterclass series. Guys, I can't tell you how excited I am for you to join me today. We're going to talk about things for work, family, and everything in between. Today, we're going to get this presentation going. Leadership lessons from the drive-thru. Guys, we have all gone through the drive-thru. I bet most of us have been through the drive-thru, and there really are lessons that we can learn from the drive-thru if you're aware. So let's get into it. Hey, my name is Gregory. I am a transformational leadership coach. Hey, I truly believe the world has enough transactional leaders, and I'm on a mission to create and encourage more transformational leaders. Guys, you have an opportunity to make a positive difference in people's lives. So let's do this together. Let me support you with that. And I firmly believe that you can create your super fantastic because you have a special skill, talent, and gift inside you. And when developed, you can create a fantastic environment and circumstance around you. People need you to create your super fantastic. So quick question for everyone I want to ask. How many of you have experienced a drive-thru? I bet you're raising your hand right here, right now, because for the most part, our life has been pushed into drive-thrus with the current world and the circumstances that are happening around us. A lot of lobbies are closed, interior parts of the restaurants are closed. And so we've been kind of pushed into the drive-thru. So this is a common shared experience for a lot of us. And I recognized and I realized that through these experiences, over time, there really are leadership lessons that you can pull from the drive-thru. And these are shared experiences that we can all recognize, and we can pull these lessons together. Now, leadership lessons in a drive-thru, there are 3 steps I want to share with you today that you can drive your positive leadership moments. These are some great opportunities to create moments with other people, whether it's your team, whether it's your family and your personal life, friends, alignments, and so forth. You can really drive positive leadership moments. And so you understand you have, power to create more than just a regular moment. It's a transformational moment. And these are the moments that create experiences, positive experiences for the people around you. Now, how may I serve you? Here's our objectives for today. We're going to talk about attitude. We're going to talk about staying ready. This is a great one. I love this. And trust and verify. This is probably one of the ones that my wife is the best at, and she encourages me to get better each and every time. So these are our 3 objectives for today. We're going to talk about attitude, stay ready, and trust and verify. These are the 3 leadership lessons that I gleaned from the drive-thru. Now, the bag collection. What is this worth? What is this all the value of this? Now, did you know, according to research, that the average person has about 12.4 social interactions per day? I'm not terribly sure how that 0.4 works or what kind of person that 0.4 person is, but regardless, let's just say 12 social interactions per day. Guys, this is incredible. You have the opportunity to connect with about 12 people per day. That's the average person. Some of you may be way more, some of you may be less. Even if you work from home, you have social interactions with other people in different ways, whether it's in social media or over Zoom meetings. But let's think about that for a moment. You as an individual have an opportunity to connect with about 12 people on average per day. Think about the impact that you can make as an individual when you create a leadership moment, when you create a transformational moment with that person. You have the opportunity to do extra, to give more to those other people that you connect with, to encourage them to be positive, to do extra, so that when they walk away from an experience with you, whether it's in person or over social media or over a video call, they walk away feeling better about themselves, about the world, about that experience that they just had with you. So it is worth so much, our social interactions and the opportunities. So that's why I love these leadership lessons from the drive-thru. Now, before we get started into our actual meat of our presentation, I want you to honk your horn if you've ever got irritated or frustrated at a drive-thru. Now I'm listening and I hear a lot of horns honking because I've been there right there myself. I've been frustrated and irritated with, my experience at the drive-thru, because a lot of us will go through the drive-thru just expecting a transactional experience. Hey, place my order, get my bag of food, and drive away. That's it. Okay, you'll want to make sure you pay before you drive away, but that's it. That's the extent of the experience, right? That's what a lot of us experience. Now, we all have choices with this, and I want to tell you about my Taco Bell story. Now, this is a fun little story, an experience that really just blew my mind. It was something that I didn't expect, but I had an opportunity to go through this experience. So let me share with you. So I'm going through Taco Bell. Okay, some of you may not like Taco Bell. When that's okay. I was there. I was getting my food. It is what it is. And I was sitting behind a car that was at the menu board, and they were just having a grand old conversation about something. I don't know what it was. I couldn't rightly hear, but I could hear them just having a great conversation. I'm like, okay, this is taking a few moments, but maybe they're friends and they're just catching up, having a good time. Friends talking to his other friend through the menu board and just enjoying the experience, which is great. So finally, the gentleman in front of me drove up, and I get up to the menu board, and all of a sudden, I had the experience. The guy over the menu board, he started going, hey, welcome to Taco Bell. Thank you so much for coming. What can I get for you today? And just in that moment, I was blown away by the excitement of that individual on the other side of that little microphone speaker on the menu board. He was taking my order. This is fantastic. I love what you ordered. Hey, thank you so much for being here. I'm doing fantastic. I hope you're doing wonderful. And I was just sitting there at the menu board, blown away by this individual behind that menu board talking to me, how excited he was that I was there ordering tacos. It was unbelievable. And so I got up to the drive-thru window, and it was that same individual, and he was still just as excited to see me in person as he was behind the menu board on that speaker microphone. He was just so, hey, here's your food. Thank you so much, man. It was great to see you today. Thank you for coming by. Make sure you come back. And I was just, this is wonderful. What an amazing experience I was having at Taco Bell getting my order. And so I was so intrigued by this individual and his excitement for what he was doing and his experience that he was creating for me just for tacos, that I had to go inside and meet him. I met Ernest, and I had to ask him, hey, Ernest, what in the world? This is amazing. But I don't want to tell you from my perspective why Ernest was so amazing. I want Ernest to tell you in his words. Right? Here was Ernest. He is working at Taco Bell. He has had bad experiences with other restaurants who just didn't make him feel comfortable. And so he made a decision. He made a choice that he would make a better experience for the people he encountered. I was absolutely just blown away and so impressed. And I have to tell you, I'll be honest with you, this conversation happened years ago, but I have never forgotten it. I've never forgotten Ernest and his choice to have such an incredibly positive attitude. Based on his experiences and everything, he still chose to have a wonderfully positive attitude. So what I want to encourage you today is be like Ernest. It's not complicated. It's transformational. And that's what Ernest does. He likes to see people smile. He likes to see people happy. He makes people feel comfortable and welcome in his establishment. It's that simple. He wants the people that are around him to feel better. And that's what he does. He brings a positive experience for each and every person that comes through his drive-thru. And so what a valuable lesson that we can all learn from Ernest. And it still stays with me to this day. I believe that Ernest's insight and his attitude is probably one of the most incredible things that I've experienced. And I truly believe that Ernest is doing something absolutely amazing somewhere, just somewhere. And I'm believing that he is amazing out there, and whomever's getting to work with him, whoever's getting to experience him is just so lucky, because Ernest has such a powerful, positive attitude. So how does this apply to me? You're asking. Okay, I get it. I don't work at Taco Bell. I'm not working a drive-through. So how does it apply to me? Well, it's simple. Make a choice. What is your attitude going to be for today? You either make it or somebody else is going to make it for you. And then once you make your choice of what your attitude is going to be, then you make a connection to your actions. Okay, so if you're going to choose to be this, then you got to do those things that are similar to that attitude that you chose. It's real simple. Now let's practice. Here's your homework. Here's what you get to do. I want you to write down the attitude that you will own, that you will take ownership of, that this is what you are going to be for this day. Just write it down. Make that choice. Write it down. Hey, I'm going to be happy, or I'm going to be positive, or I'm going to be excited today. That's my choice for today. And then the second step is, I want you to write down 1 or 2 things that you will do, the action that you will take to show it. That's it. So first thing you're going to do is you're going to choose your attitude and then write it down, whatever that may be. Hopefully it's going to be positive. We want you to be positive. Transformational is a positive approach. And then write down 1 or 2 things that you will do, the action you will take that exhibit that attitude. That's simple. You know, Ernest didn't make it complicated. He didn't have some flow charts or anything that nature. He just liked to see people smile. And that's transformational. That creates such a positive experience for other people that are around you. So I want you to do that. This is your practice. Write it down, your attitude, and the 1 or 2 things that you will do to make that happen, to exhibit that attitude that you chose today. All right. So next thing I want to jump into is, I want you to honk your horn if you've had to wait for somebody to read the menu before they ordered, right? I mean, okay, all right, this is me. How frustrating is it that you've gone through certain places, you know what the menu is. It's not overly complicated, but maybe you've seen the person in front of you just sit there at the drive-through or stand in line in front of you, just reading the menu. Like they've never gone to that fast food restaurant before, and all of these things are new. Maybe that could be the case, but probably not likely. But there they are, just reading it, right? Like, hurry up, let's order. Let's do this thing. So here's the thing I want to share with you. This is my lesson, is stay ready so you don't have to get ready. This is such a powerful thing for me, where when we become proactive, when we know the things that we need to do, that we're ready for these things. Most of us know what's coming around the corner, whether it's in our family, whether it's our personal life, or whether it's our work life. We know what's expected of us, right? Even in our job, they give us a job description before we're hired, before we start working. So we know the list of things that are expected of us. And as we go through our work career and everything, there's a pattern that develops for the most part for people that are working. And even in family life, hey, we know the pattern of things that are going to need to take place in our family, in a personal life. The garbage has got to get taken out. Dishes got to get washed. We've got to do these things. It is a pattern. So we stay ready and we stay ahead of the game, and we do the things, this is the key lesson, before they're asked. If you know what the pattern is, if you understand what is expected of you, and you do it before being asked, that is a transformational experience. Think about it, where, this is a lesson I learned from my wife about, making sure, we all know the garbage needs to be taken out. Every week is garbage. There's a garbage day. And so I take the garbage out on that day without being asked. It's my role that I've taken. Do I miss it on some other days? Yeah, absolutely. Should I take garbage out sometimes? Yeah, absolutely. But for the most part, that's a lesson that I learned that is just part of the role that we do and understand. And even in work, we know there's certain reports. We know there's certain activities that we need to do on a day in, day out basis. And if we do these things before being asked, then we're staying ready before we have to get ready. So we know what's coming around the corner. Let's do those things. Let's get ready for those things before we're being asked. So how does this apply to me, you're asking? I'm glad you asked that question. Determine if you will design your day or you're just going to let it default to whatever kind of happens. You know, whatever the boss asks you to do or whatever your spouse may ask you to do because you just didn't do the things that you knew you need to do, right? These are your tasks. These are your jobs. This is your opportunity to create a transformational moment with the people around you because you're staying ready and you're doing the things that need to be done before being asked. You don't have to get ready. You know these things need to be set up in a certain way, and you're doing those things before you need to ask. You understand what that menu board reads. You understand what's on the menu, and you know what you need to do. And when you get up your turn, you're ready to order without having to frustrate the people behind you in line. So here's what I want you to do. Let's practice this. I want you to write down one thing, just one thing. Let's start with one thing that you want to accomplish today. Just one thing. And then second, I want you to write down one thing that you want to accomplish tomorrow. And just write it down, just real simple. Let's start simple, and then you can grow from here. Now, a bonus that I want to add is what's one thing that your supervisor always asks for? Get ready for that. Get ready, have it ready, get it submitted, presented to your supervisor before they ask. Boom, transformational. You know, and you can replace supervisor if you want to, if you're an entrepreneur and you do things on your own, you're the boss. Hey, do one thing, write down one thing that your customer always asks for. Get it ready, have it ready before they ask. Or your family, replace supervisor with family. What is one thing that your family asks for? How can you get that ready before they ask? That's so important. If you can be ahead of the game, stay ready before you have to get ready, then you're creating transformational moments with the people around you, whether it's your family, your spouse, your leaders, your customers, whatever the people that are around you, stay ready so you don't have to get ready. All right, now here's a good one. This is one that my wife is so amazing at. I want you to honk your horn if you have ever drove away from a drive-through and later realized you didn't get what you ordered. All right, I'm going to raise my hand here because I am notorious about grabbing my food and just taking off. My wife is super where she'll slow me down, check, verify everything's in the bag before we drive off. So I hear a lot of honking horns, right? We've all experienced this. So trust and verify. This is the third lesson that I want to share with you in regards to the drive-through leadership lessons. What's in the bag? Okay, so here's where you have an opportunity to empower your team to grow in their gifting, to do the things that you need them to do, right? Share clear and proper guidance and set expectations. Simple as that. So when you're at the menu board, you place your order, whether, whatever your order is, a hamburger, tacos, or whatever. Maybe it's no pickles, or maybe it's extra tomatoes, however you want it. You share those clear expectations with the person behind that menu board, that worker right there, right? So we don't get out of our cars, jump behind the counters and make sure that they're preparing the food properly, do we? No, we understand that they have been given the clear expectations, that order or the, whatever we need, and we give that information to them. They've been given proper training to do the things that we do. So that's kind of a behind the scenes thing. We train our team to do the things they need to do. And once we do that, we share what we need and we let them do it, right? None of us are jumping behind the counters and making sure they're putting our hamburgers together, or they're not putting the mayonnaise on it and putting mustard on it. We share the expectations. We allow the training that they have been, gone through to do their job. Now, once we get up to that drive-through window, we receive the bag. We let them present it to us with the receipt and all the things in the bag. And our responsibility as a leader is to open the bag and check to ensure all the things are in there to the best of our ability, right? And then we celebrate those wins, or we communicate the missed opportunities right then and there. We don't let that time go by, because if we drive off without verifying, then we've missed an opportunity to correct it in the moment, to support them to do better the next time. So we place the order, clear expectations. We let them do their job because we've trained them appropriately. And then when they're done, we allow them to present it. We open the bag. We trust that they've done the things we've done. If they have, yay, we celebrate. If they've missed something, then we correct it in that moment. So it's a teachable, learnable moment. So how does this apply to you? Make your expectations clear. Let them review. Hey, I get it. Let them repeat your order back to you. Allow them to work on it. Don't jump behind the counter watching them make your hamburger. Let them do their job because you've trained them. Let them do their job. Let them grow in their gifting. Allow them to work on it, and then review the final product, presentation, whatever it is with them, and correct it in the moment so that you don't miss an opportunity if there is a miss on there. Correct it in the moment, and or celebrate the wins that they did it amazing in that moment. You don't want to miss that. So let's practice this. I want you to write down, what project do you have coming up next? Could be in a career, could be with your family, could be with your spouse. What is something that you need to do coming up? How are you going to share those clear expectations? How will you share that information? How are you going to verify understanding of what you shared? Have them repeat it back to you. And then how will you stand back and allow your team to grow in their gifting? Let them do it. You've trained them, you've talked to them, you've shared the clear expectations. Allow them to do the work. And then how are you going to have your team share their successes? And make sure, as an added bonus, that if there's an opportunity to correct in the moment, that you correct it in the moment, you support them as a teachable moment, and you also celebrate those wins. That's your homework. That's your practice. So guys, there you go. There's your 3 leadership moments through a drive-through. We talked about attitude. Hey, be like Ernest. It's not complicated, but be transformational, a positive way to do life. Stay ready. You know what's coming around the corner. Let's do it before we're being asked, and then trust and verify. Hey, place the order, let them work on it, let them present it, and then just verify it's all good. And you've got moments, you've got transformational moments when you verify those things that you allowed your team to work on. So thank you guys so much for joining us. Hey, the meal collection, I wished some of my meals looked like this, but what is it worth? Are you hungry now for drive-through leadership? This is a way to drive your leadership. Just 3 little things that you can truly drive your leadership, but it only works if you're positive with the things that you are doing. Make it a transformational experience for yourself and the people around you. Remember, the average person has 12.4 social interactions per day. That is an incredible opportunity where you can make a difference in so many people's lives. Hey guys, let's stay connected. This is where you can reach me. I'm on Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn. And I also want to hear from you. Let me know what you thought about this presentation. You can ask me anything else on leadership. I'm happy to connect with you. Here's my email address and my website. I'd love for you to connect with me. And thank you guys so much for being a part of the Super Fantastic Exchange Leadership Masterclass series, guys. This is wonderful. And we will see you on that next episode. You guys have a wonderful day. Thank you.